Hey everyone, thanks for watching. So this episode's a little bit different for me. You'll see why. So yesterday I went to West Kingston, Rhode Island to see the Great Swamp Massacre Monument, which was suggested to me by a friend on Facebook. Generally, when I go to sites like this, I come home immediately, upload my pictures and videos, maybe do a little bit of extra research, and then make a video. When I got back yesterday, I was a little bit too wiped out. I really just sat on my butt the rest of the day. So this morning, I went to do some more research about the site and the history of it, and upload all of my pictures and videos that I took yesterday. Now, when I was there, I actually had a battery drain on my digital camera. Um, it's the same camera I always use everywhere. Um, I had an extra battery. It was fine. Um, but when I went to put the videos and the pictures on my computer, um, I had lost a bunch of pictures. They were just blank, just black. Um, And the videos, I could watch them at first, and then they disappeared. Also, the videos I took on my cell phone, the same thing happened to them. They were fine yesterday. Today they're not. And I had a picture with a weird glitch on it also. Um, so it's both my camera and my cell phone. I mean, you've seen my videos. It's the same thing I use whenever I go on a trip. So that was a little bit strange. And then when I looked into the history of the site, I had known the basics of what happened there, but um, my family was involved essentially in a big way. I don't know why. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. That's not the right word for it. I'm just like exasperated, I will say. So this took place on December 19th, 1675. This was during King Philip's War. Basically, I'm gonna link a video at the end that explains it better than I ever could, and in more detail. So I encourage you to watch that when you're done with this. But during King Philip's War, it was Plymouth, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island all got together and discussed what was going on. And Plymouth colony basically wanted to attack the Narragansett tribe. The other colony said, you need to chill on that. um, Boston Library actually has something called the Hinckley Files, which sounds ominous. It kind of is. It's letters to and from Thomas Hinckley. If you've seen any of the interviews I've done, he is my ninth grade uncle and was like just a huge piece of shit. And in a lot of ways, more ways than I've even spoken about before. But so these colonies got together, made this decision, and then later on, Plymouth colony said, not going to do what we said we were going to do. We're going to attack them anyway. So I'm not going to get into the actual massacre part, but they believe between 300 and 600 Narragansett people were killed. A lot of those were women and children, and there's no real faith in that number. It could have been more. A lot of people died afterwards. This happened in December. That where they were living was destroyed, so a lot of people froze or starved to death afterwards, or were injured and died of their injuries. The swamp was basically full of bodies. um Bad situation. So when I was looking into the history of the site, they always just say officials from Plymouth Colony. Um, I have learned to deep dive who that was. And it's always they always just say that with everything. They said it with Anawan, and then, I had to go to Boston Library and find out who it was. Um, this time I was able to find it in a book that I have. Um, there is also a letter from September of 1675. Uh, It wasn't really a letter, it was more like a statement put out by Josiah Winslow and Thomas Hinckley. And at the end, there's an editor's note about who these people were. The editor's comment here says, "This is the official narrative of the Plymouth Colony Commissioners Winslow and Hinckley." So there's more in there. It talks about who the representatives from the other colonies were when they first spoke. Um, there's also a Wikipedia entry that says Thomas Hinckley was the Commissioner General and responsible for the Great Swamp Massacre, essentially. He was there when it happened. So I'm not always the most woo person ever, but I do think there was a reason that this person said I should go there. The other thing that might potentially be weird is I'm going to show you. I did have pictures that I actually could get to. So I made a short video so you can see the site. um, but there are stones for Plymouth, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island colonies. The site you have to walk about, I think it's about half a mile through the swamp and the woods to get there. When I was there yesterday, there was like a swarm of deer flies. I'm quite covered in bites today. But the only place that they weren't was on the four corners of the monuments. They have the stones for each colony. The Rhode Island stone was the only place I could stand where the deer flies weren't all around. It was very strange. I also got like dive bombed by a hawk yesterday. So it was an interesting day. Um, I just want to say it is a absolutely beautiful area. It's not too far from Narragansett, where I went afterwards, which I threw some pictures at the end, so just so you can see what the area looks like. But we'll take a look at what it looks like, and afterwards go and watch that video. So this is the swamp that you are passing when you walk in. And this is the road you have to walk down. There you have to drive down a dirt road and then walk the rest of the way because there's a gate at one point. And here we are coming up on the monument. It is quite old and in quite bad shape. Those big stones at the corners are the ones I was telling you about with the colony. You can't even read what the plaque says anymore. And that I found quite bothersome. Someone had carved things in there. I don't know who it was, why they would choose to do this. Um, but there was also some more carvings in that first plaque that I showed. It's totally unreadable now. That's Plymouth, Massachusetts. That one was in far better shape than the rest of them for some reason. This one was Connecticut, you can't really read it at all. And there's the Rhode Island stone, the only one that I was safe near for whatever reason. And that I'm not even sure what that was. It must have been another plaque. You can't even read it. This is near Point Judith and Narragansett, where I went after. Absolutely beautiful. And I don't even like the beach much. And this was a picture from my cell phone. Um, if you look at the top, it had like a weird glitch on it. So between that and all of the other camera problems I had, my phone has never done that. This just seemed a little bit odd to me. Um, but yeah, that was my day at the Great Swamp Massacre Monument. And again, please watch the video. I'm going to link and learn more about it. Thanks, everyone.